Something that points out that I see as a big issue is the amount of time, a lot of times, that you are expected to contribute to a church without a good amount of return on that. Because if I give you money, I can make that money back. If I'm a hustler,
100%.
if I know I can make the
I
money
was
back.
about to
Like,
echo that. I was about to say the same thing.
but
Time
I
is
can't
the
get my time back, fam.
resource you can't replace.
I can't get my time back. And it goes back to even like, okay, if I'm coming on Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday night, Wednesday night to come listen to you teach me about the Bible, you need to have studied, fam. You can't just have me up here and I'm just getting the same recycled message every, like, I need you to study. Tell me
Let us
something I
go
don't know.
on from doing the same thing. Let us go on. Let's not do that again. Let's yes, I know the path to salvation. We've talked
I'm
about that.
already
Now,
baptized.
yes, now let's go on. Let's tell me how to live a life that is a living epistle. Tell me how to live a life that will have other people ask me, "Hey man, something different about you. What tell me how to live a life where I'm not stressed every single month about how am I going to make it happen." You
Like,
know,
pull out, and I'm not talking about just and I know, some people might be weary, like, oh, you're trying to have, like, you're wanting to get insights into the scripture that's not there. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to have you pull scriptures out of context just for shock value. Okay. But you can still find a way of making the scripture relevant and pulling meaning out of the text that you couldn't find on face value. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's important. And if you're wanting me to not, you don't, it's like it don't even count if you watch it online. Like, you gotta pull up to the actual location in order for it to count. And I'm kind and I'm and it's just crazy that you expect so much, and you and the amount of prep, and the average person's not going to notice it, right? But if we bit us, we're kind of a rare member because we have been in ministry. We know what it takes to produce a good sermon.
Bro, I'm ruined. I am ruined. I am ruined. And I do my best. I've even asked people, how can I undo this?
Me too.
If I hear somebody's scripture text, subject text, and give me the subject text and give me your title, I could tell you what your altar call is going to be. I could tell you what your closing is going to be.
9 times out of
And
10.
and I'm like, I already know where this brother's going. I already know where this sister's going. And especially in the circles that I was associated with, am associated with, like I
And
already know.
every denomination has that version of it, right? So, like,
Yeah.
if you're in a Baptist church, it, like, because it's different in every different type of church, but it's the same. It's the same struggle, because preaching is hard.
Yeah.
Like, preaching a sermon is hard. Not only are you trying to make an ancient text relevant in 2024, but you're also having to contextualize it into a very particular group, and you're trying to help them to apply it in a way that's very specific. All of that, it's a difficult job. It's not just for the average person who just decides, oh, because I'm a little charismatic, I can just do this. Like, it's hard, and there are levels, right? There are certain preachers who are just on a different level. that you can't just say you know exactly where they're going, because they have the ability to communicate, and they have so much knowledge of the scripture that they're able to turn it any way that they want to, because they have a handle of the text. And that takes time, and that takes study, which is why you have to have your priorities straight if you're going to be in ministry. That you have to understand, like, it's not being and coming from our circle, we have a Pentecostal circle. So in our circles, if you know how to shout, you don't have to study as much, because you just know how to get people shouting.
You know how to get a hoop. You know how to get a good hoop going.
That's 30 minutes right there. But that's not like a hoop ain't gonna keep you. You need a word. You need a word. Yeah. And you have to be able to deliver it. Like, that's one of the qualifications of being a pastor, is you got to be able to teach.
Yeah.
And if you want to lead entrepreneurs who are out there trying to do something, like, you have to be able to communicate to them. And entrepreneurs value their time. I don't want to just come and hear something that is not going to be very relevant for what it is that I'm trying to do. And I know there's going to be all types of comments around this section, which is fine. But it's
Let it go, man. Let it go.
It's just that as a pastor, you have to think about that. Like, these people, like, I don't think that churches understand how difficult it is to actually decide to get up, put your clothes on, drive down, deal with traffic to go there, deal with traffic to come back. You have to, and especially on a Sunday, you got to come back, you got to clean up, you got to get ready for work the next day, you got to cook and all these different things. And you're saying,
and be ready for Monday to go back to work.
I want to come listen to you tell me something. Like, fam, you got to give them something that was worth all of those things. Yeah. And don't take it for granted. Because there is a large percentage of pastors who take people's time for granted, which is why people ain't coming back. And you can't keep blaming COVID. COVID was 4 years ago.
Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody.